Hey everybody online, John Kong and Bianca. Okay, so my name is Nate Watson. I am the founder and CEO of Contemporary Analysis. Contemporary Analysis is a data science consulting company here in Omaha. We've been around since 2008, long before the term big data even existed. Over those years, we've helped a lot of different companies, bigs, smalls, Fortune 500s, global empires. We've helped a lot of organizations figure out how to use data science inside of the organization to make better data-driven decisions. About 2 or 3 years in, so sans 2012, 2014, we started getting phone calls. And they said, listen, we love that you're doing data science for us, but we would love to do data science too. So what we did was we invented an apprenticeship where Contemporary Analysis would build data science. We would be people's data science teams, and we would help them figure out the politics, the red tape, the models, the stack, all of that. And then we would take one of their current employees and we would show them everything that we built. So completely clear box. And then at the end of about a year, they would get the keys and they would run what we built for them. And we'd step into a mentor role where we would help them with mastery, stuff that was still above their head, because remember, they're just junior devs, or provide 4 or 5 more data scientists, because sometimes you need 5 data scientists. So that worked for a couple of years, but that really was for underemployed individuals. And there were a lot of individuals that were calling us and they said, hey, listen, we want to be in data science. We don't work for a company. Our company is not interested in upskilling us. We want to go somewhere and learn and then go to a new company. So that was the kickoff of the Omaha Data Science Academy. It was founded in 2016, and it was designed specifically for unemployed individuals. So we had this underemployed bank of people that we knew how to train, and we had been training, with this unemployed group of people that we were now training. So that was 14 cohorts ago, which is crazy. We have given over 120 certificates. Most people earned more than one, but 120 certificates over those years, and we didn't operate for 2 years during COVID. So we're very proud of all of that. What is the Omaha Data Science Academy? So somewhere along the way, we ended up with Contemporary Analysis, the consulting company, and ODSA, the training company. And what we found was we needed both of those. They were the 2 parts of the same whole, because we had this passion for community. And we wanted to build a data science community that Omaha could be proud of. We really feel like Omaha does a number of things well, right? Heavy construction, food. We do finance really well. That's why TD was here. Fiserv, FDR, all these organizations are here. We do a lot of things well. We think Omaha could be the genesis of data science for companies all over the country. So we kind of took that on as our role. One of our missions is sustainability. How do we foster the community in a way that leads to the community being vibrant? It leads to additional people that companies can hire. It leads to training for everybody in the community as things like AI magically appear out of the ether last year. We need to figure out how to get people knowledge in AI. So we are that. We also figured out that more than just sustainability, as we taught and as we went through a number of cohorts, we realized that everybody in data science kind of looked like this. Very dudeish, very whitish. And that wasn't going to work if we wanted to expand data science to double and triple and quadruple and 10x its size. When we first started data science and we started counting data scientists, there were like 28 in this town. That's it. Now there's about 250. I think we could have 1,000 and not even blink. So where in the world do you get 750 more people? Has to be more inclusive. We have to go and we have to recruit women and we have to recruit low socioeconomic, and we have to recruit BIPOC, and we have to do it on purpose. And so that became our second mission, accessibility. This industry that you guys are embarking on, and some of you have heard part of this speech before, right? Tech is amazing. Tech is one of the few industries that I don't need a college degree to make $100,000 at all. I can, with about 3 or 4 years of experience, make 6 figures. And that is totally accessible to anybody, low socioeconomic, women, single mothers, everybody, right? What a cool opportunity. And a lot of times it's just because they've never been told that this is an opportunity. So we set it upon ourselves to find individuals that we can tell about this cool tech. So we set out as the academy to not only train a giant group of people in how to be good technologists, and we did it for the city, but we wanted to make sure that we were doing it right. Nothing against college. I have a multitude of college degrees. It is valid, but my biggest problem that I had with college was the person teaching me had never done it. That drove me bananas, right? I have a geology degree, GIS degree, and an environmental degree. And in all of those, nobody that taught me had ever done any of those things. So when we first started the Data Science Academy, we said, okay, we can't be that. We've got to be different. How do we make sure that that's one of our pillars? So from the very beginning, the data science has been, the Omaha Data Science Academy has been, you have to be a practicing professional to teach this course. Charlie, who you met for 10 seconds before I stole his microphone, he does this every single day. From 8 to 5, he does data viz, and then he comes and teaches you what he did from 8 to 5, from 6 to 9. That is a totally different skill set than you will get from traditional academia. So know that the things that you learn from Charlie and from the next class, which is SQL, and the next class after that, which is Python, the people that are teaching you, this is what they do every single day. So you're getting skills that when you leave here, you literally can walk into a company and be like, how can I help? That is so different than everybody else. And we take it upon ourselves to make sure that that is the case. So you're getting knowledge from people who teach it every single day. And the other thing that we did was we designed the curriculum, which it amazes me that more people don't do this. We did something revolutionary, but so simple. We went to say, okay, what do we teach for data visualization? Yes, Charlie could come up with that, but Charlie works with Buildertrend. He teaches Buildertrend's version of data visualization. What does a data visualist need? I went and downloaded 10 job descriptions and just kind of folded them together. So what you see as a curriculum is literally what the 10 companies in Omaha want as a entry-level skills for data visualization. How crazy is that, right? So we're teaching you things so that when you walk out of here, your resume will literally match the resume needed and wanted by anybody who has an entry-level job opening for data visualization. How revolutionary, right? So, teaching you with people who do it every single day, we're teaching you things that companies actually need and want. And we're teaching you something that a certificate is actually valuable. You don't need a 4-year college degree. You can start your tech empire with just a certificate from here. So we want to welcome you to not only the Omaha Data Science Academy. Thanks for choosing me, us, Charlie, and others, but thanks for choosing tech. I think you guys are going to love it. I think you guys are going to be pretty happy. And in the end, there's a couple things that we're going to do. One, you guys are all here because of a very generous grant from the state of Nebraska. Nebraska took some of their ARPA money, their COVID money, and they put it into a giant hopper. And they said, workforce dev, This is for workforce dev. And so we applied to get a grant, and you guys are all sitting here because the state of Nebraska has a big pile of money for workforce dev, which is really cool. They want you to be better. They want you to be in tech. They want you to develop and be in the level and to level up. That is so unique in everywhere. Not all states use their money for that. So credit where credit is due. Nebraska did something really, really cool. At the end, so not only is the grant paying for your class, paying for this, it's paying for your entire certificate as much as you want this year. So if you want, you're sitting in data visualization class, that gets you this cert. If you certs are stackable. So if you take this is the kingpin, the cornerstone for business intelligence cert. SQL's next. Python is after that. If you take all three, you get a business intelligence cert. A business intelligence cert is the cornerstone for 3, soon to be 4 other certs that the ODSA offers. You can take machine learning and get a fundamentals of data science cert. So both of them together make data science. You can take the data engineering cert and end up with a data engineering cert. Or you can take DBA and end up with a data engineering cert. You can take Python and get a front-end developer, and data engineering and get a back-end developer, and together get a full stack cert. There's going to be a data governance cert. There's even going to be a cyber cert. So the grant is allowing us to build out additional certs that you guys can all take. It's all covered. So at least this year. In addition to the grant paying for your learning, we are happy to announce that there are 2 other things it's paying for. One is paying for your internship. So if you work at a company and you don't want to leave, you don't have to. In fact, I can't steal you. That's a deal I've made with your companies. I will not pimp you out for a new job because they're paying for it probably. But if you're not, and if you're open to an internship, we will have a number of organizations that are open to taking you for 90 days. We are picking up the tab. $25 an hour for 90 days is what we're offering as an internship. At the end of that, in theory, they will, somebody like Mutual may take 2 and hire 1. We're going to try and get you placed. I'm going to take your resume and your LinkedIn, which is another service that we're going to help you with. We will polish them to a point, and then again, remember, I'm the mothership here. Contemporary analysis, we're the cornerstone of data science. Guess what? I know 99% of the heads of data science in the city, most of them, probably 70 of the 75. So your resume is going to go to all 75. Your resume is going to get shopped to them and talk to them, and I will tell them what you're good at, and I will tell them that they should hire you. So I'm going to help you get hired the best I can. Now I can get you a date with them. I can get you an interview, but I can't get you the job. Can't do that. But I can make sure your resume looks good, make sure your LinkedIn looks good. I'll even help you with interview questions if that's something you want. So we're going to do our best because we are graded on this. The ODSA is graded very differently than a college. We are graded on placement. We are graded on dollars that you made versus dollars that you make after you're done. So additional money that you made. We're held to a very high standard that college isn't. So I got to make sure that you guys make more money and learn stuff. So that's what we did. We found people like Charlie who are just as passionate about this as I am. So welcome to the future. This is going to be fun. Logistics. There are snacks on the back table. In the back room, in that room behind you, is a small refrigerator sitting on the cabinet, glass front. There's water, sparkling water, and pop in there. Drink up, right? Eat snacks. When you guys are out of snacks, Charlie will tell me, I will bring more snacks. Please do that. We'll take a break about halfway through, and that's 10, 15 minutes. Please drink something, eat something, but you can do that while we're typing away. Slack is where we talk especially outside of class. You guys are all in the same Slack channel. You guys are all now peers. As you go into the world, as you grow in your data science careers, call each other, talk to each other. If you need a job, call Lauren. Lauren, I just changed your name.
It's fine.
Weird.
I answered both.
Right? Call Laura, and ask her where she knows there's a job. Call Rosenda. Call Charlie. Right? So you have peers, you have mentors. That's what this is for, and we want you to take advantage of that. So you guys are all friends now. Congratulations. You're all besties. You also get introduced to my team and to the professors, and they can be your mentors. The trick to this job is to know and have a few people who are the level above you. Because I will tell you, and the secret to data science and programming in general is this: you do not and will not ever know enough to do the project that you get put on, ever. Your job is not to know everything. Your job is to figure out how to figure out the things you don't know. So the goal of this class, and the goal of the next couple of classes, the sequels and the whatevers, is not so that you can learn everything. It is so that we can expose you to where this knowledge sits. Not only do you have Charlie, not only do you have contemporary analysis, but you get this video. This video is being recorded. It'll be on YouTube for you. At any point, 17 years from now, well, maybe not that long, 5 years from now, if you're like, I don't remember how to do a tooltip in Tableau, it's been 5 years, you have access to the video, rewatch it, learn everything you need to know. Call Charlie, call me, we'll help you, okay? So that is a resource. We are your resource. So we don't, again, I'm in charge of community. I gotta make sure that you guys aren't gonna fail. We are just the starting point. So, you have this, you have video, you have peers, now you have mentors. Coming soon are quarterly meetups and a yearly event in the data science community. So Omaha Analytics for short, will happen likely later this year. It'll just be a big 1 day, 2 day event where all the data scientists in the city get together and we pretty much just party, which will be fun. But we want to invite you to that. So lots to see, lots to learn, lots to do, but it's okay. You're not required to learn it all. You're just required to remember where all of it is. So that's that. 6 to 9, Mondays and Wednesdays, unless it's, we lose power or something weird. If you are sick, have a sick child, it snows bloody murder, because it happens, it's Nebraska. That's what this online portal is for. Join us if you can't do it. If you have to miss, please watch the video on YouTube before the next class. So this thing rolls fast, guys. So you gotta stay on top of it. There will be this much homework. It is usually from the Wednesday to the Monday and never between the Monday to the Wednesday. There will be a little test at the end just to make sure you guys got it. It is not graded in anything other than pass fail, right? It is open book, right? So Google your heart out. It's not designed, it is just designed to make sure that you've got the ideas, okay? Let's see. You come in this door, this side door, make sure you park. Did everybody pay for parking? Once they figure out that I have a class going, they will come and ticket you. I will come back in about 10 minutes and I will hand out Visa cards for $25. Parking is $24. You actually make $1. I'm paying for your parking. Please, I'm not paying for your ticket. So pay for your own dang parking. Okay, no excuses, because now you have a Visa gift card. Bathrooms. It's a little squiggly, but if you go out this door and you go down the first hallway, that is not just a cul-de-sac. You will run into some chain link fence. That is a divider. It's not to keep the zombies in or anything. If you Walk down the chain link fence, you'll see the restroom. There's also, that's a one stall restroom. There's also, on the second floor, if you go up those stairs, on the second floor, there is a bigger restroom with more drinks in their refrigerator. Steal all those too. So that's restroom. That is, obviously, if there's some sort of fire or something, just go out that door. If there's a tornado, go take the stairs down, right? There's actually a basement, parking garage. So, if it does this, which it does in the spring, into the basement we go, okay? I think it's it. Questions, thoughts, comments, excitedness? No, okay. I'm available on Slack always. I'm available on my cell phone. You guys all have my cell phone number in an email from me. My cell phone is always on. That's not true. My cell phone is on during the daylight hours. Don't call me at 2 in the morning. Not even Jesse can call me at 2 in the morning. But I'm more than willing to help you guys learn, get hired, keep learning, whatever you need, okay? All right, welcome to Tech.
Woo! Oh yeah.
You need to get-
No, you're good. Thank you. Okay, that was night one. Thanks for coming, Ben.
Right, Carmen is not connected, but sometime. Oh, they just need to connect their microphone. All right, I'm gonna go talk to the other class. I'll be upstairs if anybody needs me for a while.
Thanks, Nate. Carmen, in order to add you to the stream, I can see that you're in like the waiting room here. In order for you to be able to talk and stuff, you need to connect your mic and camera. You can have your camera off, but it needs to be connected. And then I can add you. If you have any issues with that, if you just want to post in the comments of the Slack, I can work through that. Otherwise, we can probably go ahead and get going. Feel free at any time to get up, help yourself to snacks and drinks. Only thing that Nate said is not totally right. A couple things actually. You will do 2 breaks throughout, so I'll like to go like an hour break. So you won't have to sit for an hour and a half. I have just like an insanely small bladder, and I'm obsessed with drinking water, which is a horrible combination. So lots of breaks. And 2, there's not like a test per se. The very last night, pretty much for the 3 hours that we're here, we'll just kind of collaboratively build a final presentation or final dashboard, as it were. So those were the only 2 things that I called out that he said. The other thing I wanted to double down on is just the community aspect. I mentioned to some of you before you came in here about Emily, who's teaching the ML class upstairs. She came down before and we chopped it up for like half an hour. I could also probably, I'm not trying to like say I'm better than Nate, I could probably name all 75 heads of data science in Omaha. Not really, but I just love this, and it's a very passionate community, and I pretty consistently will meet with other data scientists, people I used to work with, people I hope to one day work with. And so the Slack channel is incredible. I don't think he mentioned this, but you don't just have access to the people in here, you have access to the entire Omaha Data Science Academy. Anyone that's ever been in a class or will ever be in a class or have ever taught a class. So feel free to just like scroll through the Rolodex and look at everyone that's in there. And there's some pretty cool opportunities in there as well too. So that's it. We'll go another half an hour or so and then have a formal break. The bathrooms are definitely kind of a labyrinth, so I can walk you guys through how to get there. But the next half hour or so will just be kind of me overview, course overview, and what we're going to do tonight. As with any class, the first night's a lot of just like making sure you guys have access to everything, can get logged in, things like that. It will be the most boring night of the class. I'm extremely self-conscious about making sure that data is not presented in a boring way. So I'm just going to get that out in front. Tonight will be the most boring, and then it's all uphill from here, I promise. He talks about grading is literally just attendance. So if you guys can't make it, just shoot me a Slack, say I can't make it. The YouTube video will be up there, watch it, you'll be fine. And then we'll get into week 1. I would guess we're gonna wrap up a little early, but as he said, I will be here. I get paid by the hour, so I will be here from 5:30 until 9:30 every Monday and Wednesday. So 5:30 to 6 if you want to come early if you have questions, or 9 to 9:30 if you have questions. So even if we wrap up at like 8 or 8:30 today, I'll stick around for another hour if you guys have anything. Okay, I think that's it. Where we left off on me, I work at Builder-Trend. It's an old picture of me. I started at Builder-Trend when I was actually my senior year of college, so about 6.5 years ago, as an intern. I was originally applying to be a developer. And so I wanted to work at Builder-Trend. I met with them a few months prior. They're like, you have to go get more dev experience. So I went and got an internship, got a lot of dev experience, came back and was like, okay, I'm ready to be a developer now. They're like, we actually have a cool opportunity in data science. Do you want to give that a shot? And I said, well, I don't know what data science is. 6.5 years later, I still don't really. But I was like, sure, I'll dive in. So a background in math and physics and computer science. I gave it a shot. It was just me and my boss at the time, who was the head of product. I got hired as a data analyst intern. And we just kind of jumped in. Builder-Trend, I'll talk about it off and on throughout this course just because it's where I have all my experience. They're a construction tech company. So if you were going to build a house, the people building your house would use a system like Builder-Trend to make sure that all their subcontractors are coordinated and they purchase their materials and things like that. So we jumped in, and they were founded in 2006 and went 16 years without an analytics department, which is crazy. They just trusted their gut and it worked out pretty well for them. But once they started to learn the sorts of questions you could answer with data, it really started to skyrocket. So I got really, really lucky, had a really cool career of just kind of being the first person that could kind of do it. There's a lot of like Excel stuff, and I was like, here's a table, and they loved it. As I started to realize the types of questions you can answer with data, it went from being real simple data requests to like, hey, can you build this model? Can we monitor our performance in the dashboard? Can we build this out? So for the next 3 years or so, we grew the team, which was awesome. I got to get a lot of really cool management experience. We grew the team from just myself and my boss to 18 people when I eventually stepped away, which was a little over a year ago. So we grew the team 18. It was awesome. I had a ton of fun setting up data science career tracks, hiring interns, starting an internship program. How do you advance from data analyst 1 to a data analyst 2 to a data scientist, things like that. I loved that. Then we stopped hiring and we were just kind of focused on doing the work. I realized I was managing 18 people, which meant I had 18 weekly syncs and I wasn't doing any work anymore. So I stepped away into the super ambiguous role, which is business performance. I have no direct reports underneath me anymore, which is, I loved it. I'm sure there's some managers in here, but it wasn't what I wanted to spend my time doing. So now I'm just kind of focused on business performance, kind of the biggest problems that we face as a business if we're suffering from a lot of, where our customers aren't retaining with us, or if we need to figure out how to monetize or price our stuff differently, different things like that. So I went from kind of being the data analyst intern and fielding all the requests and doing all that work to some pretty, again, very fortunate career trajectory to now being the one requesting this stuff. So I can kind of play both sides. And that's what I hope to teach this, is not just how do you build these things, but how do you ask for these things? What do people want to see? How do you make an impact with data viz? Because as Nate said, it's a career that's really taking off right now. I think you're all going to be very lucky and happy that you are taking this journey with me. So that's enough about my career, Builder-Trend. Some other important things about me. My dog Tebow in the top right. He's a 2-year-old golden retriever, and I love him more than anything in the entire world. My fiance Audrey in the bottom right there, who I love second most in the entire world, right behind Tebow. I went to Doane University in Crete, where I played basketball. That was many lifetimes ago. I do not play basketball anymore, but that was fun. And I grew up on a ranch. And so here's little tiny Charlie winning the county fair for showmanship in horses. So if you have any questions about basketball, horses, or dogs, I can answer those questions. I get married in April. I'm very excited. There's my work email, my cell number, and my LinkedIn. I will send out this deck every Monday, Wednesday after we wrap up, so you guys have all the information. I would say the best way to reach me, though, is Slack. Whew. Any questions on me or my dog before we keep going? Cool. That's it. Nate did a fantastic job covering what ODSA's mission is. I think I literally just copied this from their website and put it on my slide here. So I won't spend too much time other than this is an awesome opportunity. I wish I would have had something like that earlier in my career. This is the second class I've taught at ODSA. So hopefully it's better than the first. Just kidding, the first one was fine. But But yeah, it's an awesome opportunity. And I've worked with Nate for like 6 years. What he did, what he was mentioning, what CAN does, is what they did at Builder Trend. So they came in and helped us kind of start the data science program. They had some awesome, like senior data science people that came in and mentored me. And then, like you said, turned over the keys and walked away. So I can attest to their mission and how well they work. Very awesome opportunity here in Omaha. Okay, so real high level, this will be our 8 classes, give or take. So tonight will just be intro to Tableau. Make sure you guys have everything set up and understand the basic framework of how it works. Tableau, if you guys haven't heard of it, is just a data visualization software. So this is, I want to stress this abundantly clear. This is not a Tableau course. This is a data viz course. Tableau is the leader in data visualization for right now. So we'll teach you how to build data visualizations using Tableau, but we'll have a guest lecturer come and teach you about Domo, which is another data visualization tool. You can make data visualizations in Excel. You can use them if you're a front-end web developer. You can build charts and stuff that way too. So this will not be how to use Tableau 101. This will be data visualization. Tableau is just a really intuitive, easy to learn platform that connects a lot of the pieces there. So we'll walk through that, but at any time, if I start getting a little too into Tableau, just remind me, Charlie, this is a data viz course, not Tableau. So we'll go through that. Week 2, which will be, or I guess night 2, which will be this Wednesday. This is when we'll start having fun and actually building stuff. So we'll go through basic charting, line charts, bar charts, things of that nature, scatter plots. Night 3 is when things will get really fun. We'll start building some interactivity between the different charts, how you can visualize things different ways, trend lines and things like that. Week 4, night 4, will be geospatial data. So understanding how you want to build a map or something of that nature. Nate said he's a GIS guy, and so I'm sure he used a ton of that. Analyzing data is when we'll kind of shift from here's how you build stuff to here's how you actually answer questions with that. So night 5, we won't just be building charts, we'll be putting in forecasts and trend lines and things like that and saying, okay, if I want to understand what my sales are going to do, how do I build a chart that answers that question? Advanced analysis is going to be more or less the same. Week 7 and 8 will be kind of the last, night 7 and 8 will kind of be the last hoorah. We'll talk through how to get into a little bit more of the technical features. So you have all these pretty views that you made. How do you toss them into a dashboard? How do you have tooltips and filters and things like that to make it a little more interactive? And then the very last night, night 8, will be kind of the final project. Like I said, I won't be teaching anything that night. We'll just sit down, I'll walk around, and we'll all build out kind of a final dashboard. It'll take like an hour, and then you get your certificate, and we'll have like a pizza party or something like that, and call it good. The classic thing is, I have the quote up here because I think it's important to remind everyone, I'm sure you all heard it, is data is the new oil, right? Well, that is true, but it's valuable, but I'll just read the quote. If unrefined, it cannot really be used. It has to be changed into gas, plastic, chemicals to create a valuable entity that drives profitable activities. So data must be broken down and analyzed for high value. So that's kind of the thesis of this course is we have all this awesome data. How do we turn it into oil or gas and actually make it valuable? And I think that's kind of something important to keep in mind. People love to toss around that quote, but they don't really love to talk about all the work that goes into making the data valuable. All right, nightly schedule, like I said, Monday, Wednesday, 6 to 9. I will be here for half an hour before, half an hour after. This will be kind of our 3 breaks or sections that we'll go through. The first hour will be storytelling. So a lot of what that's going to be is me either walking you through something I've built and kind of a precursor to the class, or something that you guys have built from the night before. We'll have people come up and kind of share, because half the data visualization is also being able to present it in a digestible manner. We'll do an overview of what we're going to learn that night. Great. And then the second hour will be the lesson. That's where I'll walk you through actually what we're going to be doing and the learning. And then the third hour, this will fluctuate a lot. It will actually be a lot closer to 30 minutes. We'll be building what we just learned about. So that'll be more open forum. I'll walk around. You guys will just replicate exactly what I just did. And then if we have an assignment or questions or anything like that, we'll talk through that as well too. So those will kind of be the 3 chunks in any given night. Already talked through this, grading, pass fail, attendance. If you're not going to be able to attend, totally fine, just let me know. It's meant to be collaborative, so the expectation is everyone's going to be participating in weekly discussions, especially when we get into the hands-on stuff. I'll have people come up and walk through something that they built and vice versa. I promise it's not that scary behind the camera. And then weekly assignments. I don't love the term assignment or homework. It's going to be really, really easy. I promise it won't ever take longer than like 10 minutes. So last year when we did it, most people, we just wrapped up early and we did it while we're all just sitting here. And then that goes into the, the storytelling for the next class. So they kind of roll over that way. Any questions on class overview or anything? Cool. We're flying right along. We'll go through the quick intro for week 1 and then we'll take a quick break at like 7 o'clock. So this same structure is going to be what's laid out in every single deck that I go through. We'll start with the storytelling for the first 30. So this will be the section where normally it'll be a chance for you guys to showcase the homework or the assignment from the night before. But since we didn't do anything before, we're going to use this as a quick intro period. So the owl will pick everyone else. Yes.
Quick question. Are you gonna post your slide deck before or after class?
I was planning on posting it after, but I could post it before. Would that be beneficial?
That would be very beneficial.
Okay.
That way I can throw it, drag it, and then write notes on it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Love it.
Thanks.
So last time we had to get up and stand in front of everyone, but now we have this fancy owl camera, which will like pick you guys up as you start talking. So we're just gonna go, we'll do a little zigzag here. Name, where do you currently work / role? How or why did you learn about ODSA or choose to take this class? How much Tableau or data viz in general experience do you have? What do you hope to get from this class? And then fun question, if you could be on any game show, which would it be? So we'll start right here.
Perfect. Hi everybody, my name is Michael Mazgay. Everybody kind of knows me as Maz.
I like Maz.
Yeah, it's a great rebrand. I'd say I have my toes dipped in a little bit of everything. I currently work at a health and wellness studio. I am the director of program development. And so right now we're trying to expand into other businesses by developing wellness programs. And for them, I'm trying to develop a dashboard for our wellness IQ, which is kind of the body chemistry, and our wellness EQ, which is the mindset self-assessments. And so I'm going to be consuming a lot of data, and especially in health and wellness, I want it to be very sensitive and kind of almost intimate, where people are going to be coming to me with a lot of different problems, whether they're physical or emotional, and I want to be able to tell them through a story what they're facing or what they're up against or how they're doing on their overall wellness journey. As far as a game show, I don't watch that many game shows. Maybe The Floor is Hot Lava. I think that's a new one where people have to like jump from obstacle to obstacle.
Okay.
Yeah, that one would be pretty fun.
I like it.
I feel like I've trained for that most of my life.
Perfect. Well,
Yeah.
welcome, Michael.
So,
Hi class, my name's Charity Bondi and I currently work at Wells Fargo Bank. Took a class with Charlie last year, so I'm just taking it again. Why ODCA? I would say I met Nate through Coat Black, which is, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with, another gentleman that is basically trying to get a lot of people of color into the tech, and Nate came in to present, and that's how I met Nate. How much Tableau do I know? I would say from my previous experience, it was pretty fun. I really enjoyed it, so I'm kind of excited to do it again. What most do I hope to get from this class? Say just more learning and be an expert like Charlie. And game show that I would like to be on, I would say Wheel of Fortune.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, charity was part of my inaugural class of teaching here, so excited to have you back.
Thank you.
Hi, I am Laura Brooks-Stuland. I am a co-founder of a company called Inclusion Analytics. We do diversity, equity, and inclusion data analytics. Code Black is actually one of our partners, and love David. So I met Nate through the Nebraska Tech Collaborative. Oh, I also do teach at UNO, so I spend some of my time there as well. I met Nate at the Nebraska Tech Collaborative and started talking to him about data visualization. I'm an IO psychologist, so I focus on what type of data to collect and the theory around the psychology of the workplace, but data visualization, my level is at like Excel. My partner is more focused on the Tableau side, and so I want to brush up on that so that if she's ever out for any reason, I can kind of take over the reins and help her out.
I'm stealing charity.
If I could be on any game show, it would probably be Family Feud.
Ooh, yes.
Was it Brenda last time that introduced us to the Brazilian game show or Portuguese game show that was just the wackiest thing you've ever seen?
Yeah, it was. I think I could probably go back to his messages.
We'll have to show that to them at some point. That game show was a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I vote for. I want to be on that.
Yeah, Family Feud would be a classic. It's like one of my favorite ones. Good. Yeah. So I'll have some of that.
Awesome. My name's Chris Burma, and I work for a company called Herdat here in Omaha. We do marketing, entertainment, media. I know I threw shade at it earlier. I love the company. I love what we do. I've been doing marketing for so long. I'm ready for something different. So, current role there is biz dev and marketing as well. ODSA, met Nate a hot minute ago through, I was working at a defense company back at the time, and we were projecting and working in the data capacity. So met him through that, and that's kind of what lit the fire for data in the first place, was that kind of interaction and the projects that we were working on there. Tableau, I've used it, Power BI, just very intermediate, like I had the programs and they told me to pump something out. So all DIY, no idea if I did it right.
Perfect.
That was kind of my experience with it. From this class, just looking to learn, looking to soak up as much as I can about data and everything. And game show, let's do the Price is Right.
There
Who
we
doesn't
go.
want to be on that?
That's another classic right there.
Absolutely.
I love these answers. I'm waiting for some. There's a couple that I'm waiting for someone to say because you'll immediately kind of all know I need to keep my eye on you based on what you say. But so far, so good. Herdat Media, is that McCartney? Is he Grayson McCartney?
Grayson McCartney?
Yeah.
I was just chatting with him a little bit ago.
Nice. I went to college with him. Very
Yeah,
good
he's a
friends.
great guy.
He's also on my slow pitch softball team. The big boys. Yeah.
Yes, awesome.
So you'll have to tell him to say that you met me.
It's too funny.
Cool. It's good.
Ronnie Huerta, I'm currently at Omaha Burke High as the athletic director, assistant principal, YODSA, because I used to be the data administrator at Omaha South High and work schedules for 3,000 students and 150 teachers, and just there's a use for data in education to make better decisions, and Nate through trying to get data in the hands of the youth, I guess, and so kind of a connection with education. We use Tableau in Omaha Public Schools, but I would really like to get it down into the classroom. We do have a data science, data and statistics academy at Burke, and we had some IT stuff at South High, but getting the big wigs downtown to let people in the buildings have access to the Tableau and build our own database so we can share the data from the building. They're so set on performing for the federal government, the state government, and really it's, if we can get the data in the hands of the kids, how the kids can make their own decisions better, whether it's discipline data, attendance data, grade data, whatever. And so my full focus, and I continue to be involved with ODSAs to get there someday. And I'm just brushing up on, I've taken this class back before COVID, and then we had to kind of shut down for COVID and switching from data administrator over to athletics, but I've done both. There's a place for all of those. In education, what I hope to get most is just kind of a refresher, because I can retire any day and maybe a second career.
Yeah.
I've been in IT, I led the first IT academy back when Clinton was president. We put the first their first internet connections in South High and wired the whole building with kids, and did Cox Connect's kid rebuilt workstations with hand-me-down business equipment. So that is just that next,
That's awesome.
future where
That's
kids
cool.
is.
Yeah, that's cool.
Idea should be that we should be getting kids involved in this as well as us. Probably Family Feud, just because.
Yeah, good answer. That's so cool. I at the 18 people I've hired and probably 100 people I interviewed and 500 resumes I've looked at, I don't think I've ever seen anyone like classically trained in data science, right? Like it wasn't an option of like a data science course or even like a focus in college, especially not in high school. So I love seeing the shift towards that. And
Well, I was a PE teacher coach who put computer science back in 1992 on my first resume so I could get hired at South High.
Yeah.
And was 3 years PE teacher, and then got into the technology and did the technology and then the course doing, the data analytics and scheduling and stuff. But they need me in athletics now, see that, and overseeing some of that. But there's probably a better connection to their data academy, so I look forward to connect with that.
Yeah.
As a new person in that school environment.
Right. Well, that's awesome. Welcome.
I'm Melinda Cozell. For the last year or so, I've been just doing some freelance work. I mostly build websites, other kind of small graphic design projects. And I've been bartending because a year ago this week I got laid off when I got a job since. So that's part of why I'm here. I actually do some projects for ODSA, some of their website work, some different graphic design projects, just different things like that. So that's how I got to know what the Academy is about. I've never used Tableau or BI or anything like that, but I do lots of different, I kind of call myself a multimedia designer because I can code and build front-end websites. I'm learning a little bit more on back-end, particularly WordPress, but I also can use Adobe Creative Cloud. I've learned a lot of tools and I've used them in different ways, video, all that good stuff. But I was excited to be able to try to do this class because, kind of with my year not working, I've been kind of reframing what I really like to do, what I want to do. My previous job was a UI UX designer. I've done instructional design, lots of different types of roles. And I really like to build things. I want to create the thing that's in my brain, and I like solving problems using design. And so I thought that this would be a really cool path that would have a lot of options, and so that's why I'm here, because I want to be able to have some new skills and have actually support to keep nourishing those skills. So that's why I'm here. And for my game show, I think I would maybe pick Amazing Race. My husband and I have started watching it from the beginning, and
That's awesome.
it looks so fun, but also I feel so sad I couldn't stay and see the country. I have to leave.
Right.
I want to go have a beer over there, or eat their food or whatever.
Just get last place
And
every
it's
time.
and a lot of it's very stressful, so I don't know. So we watched the show okay, you would do this kind of task, and we were planning it out. But any show that has puzzles, I love doing puzzles and things like that. I love doing pseudo-proofs and things like that. So anything that's a word puzzle show would be fun too.
I love it. I'm going to be, so anytime I have to present data viz to designers, I get insanely nervous. So you're going to have to keep me honest throughout the course when it comes to design principles. There's nothing worse than building a beautiful chart and thinking it looks great, and you go into a bunch of designers and they're like, well, your padding on the outsides here could be a little bit wider apart, or these colors aren't really great. What if someone's colorblind? And I'm like, oh yeah. So next class on Wednesday, we will go through some design principles, and I'll have you come guest lecture them for me.
I'm really an expert. I just pick up stuff along the way, and you'll see how I've improved over time. Some of my old work was
Right.
not cute, and now I'm oh, okay, I'm a little bit better. I'm still
That's awesome. Did you say your name was Melinda?
Melinda.
Okay, perfect.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Chris Jones. Currently at PayPal, Division 15. Started off in the risk department, monitoring fraud. Did that for 5 years. Wanted to change, now dealing with governmental complaints. So I did something to you, you go with it, AG or Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. I get the complaint out and respond to it. Found out about ODSA through Code Black. Was in that program a while back. Tableau, definitely use that at PayPal. Usually I just use it to review like stats, metrics, on personal work. Just want to gain more knowledge on data, how to use it, understand it. In game shows, I go with the Price is Right, but I go with dealing with it.
Classic. I played, I went to Dave and Buster's like way more recently than I'd like to admit, and they have a deal or no deal game, and I was just all over that the entire night, so I got my experience. Way too stressful, wouldn't be good yet.
Hi, my name is Douglas. I currently work construction, operating equipment. I got a deal. It's a tech field. I've been with Code Black for the past 2 years related. We're doing a good deal. So, Tableau, I don't know, front-end development, back-end development. I don't know what I can. As far as the game, I do deal with deal.
Love it. We'll see if we can find some deal or no deal data and use that for one of our projects throughout the course. Welcome, Douglas.
Hi everyone, my name is Rosendo, and I'm currently working for JBS Prepared Foods. It's a leading company that produces foods throughout the United States, Australia, Canada, and Europe, Mexico, New Zealand, and UK. My daily job consists of industry engineering, data analysis, using Excel and Power BI. I can say that I have many years of experience using Excel, as well as using Power BI. What I wanted to gain from this class is learn how to use Tableau. I can see all the companies and all their locations within my company are already using Tableau. So what I wanted to gain is just the data science, data engineer skill sets that I can use within the company that I work for, or with a different company. And the game show that I like to end would be Alone, which is the History Channel.
What is the premise of Alone?
I guess you have to survive in the wild for so many days.
Okay.
I know, sounds interesting.
Yeah, that sounds ideal.
I think so.
Cool. We got 2 or 3 online as well. I may ask John if you wouldn't mind starting out. We'll test the OWL speaker capability here with a quick intro.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, my name is John Kong. I currently work at Navitas as a data analytics engineer. Why ODSA? Well, I know Nate, and I know what the academy represent and what it means to him. So it's kind of being in it. It's kind of a big part for me, and it means a lot to me. How much Tableau or other BI experiences do I have? I have very beginner Tableau experiences, but I work with other IDEs such as JetBrains and Pug files and CSS. So those are my main to go to type of work. But I am excited to learn more about Tableau. what do I hope to get from this class? To further my foundation in data viz and to hopefully attend all the other programs and courses ODSA has to offer. Game shows. I think last year I answered Family Feud.
There we go.
I'm getting more into Squid Game, so I'm between those two.
Cool. Well, welcome, John. Bianca.
Hi guys, I'm Bianca. I'm currently a registered nurse at Department of Veteran Affairs, so I've been there for probably 10 years. I work in an administrative role now, setting up home care and stuff, and I'm just looking to pivot. I actually have a master's in nursing informatics, but it's a lot harder to get into, data analytics and things like that when you have registered nurse behind your name. Harder than I had anticipated when I went back to school for that. So I'm hoping, ODSA. I did some classes at the Ames Institute, and I don't know, I heard some folks talking about ODSA, so I Googled it, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe that would help me kind of gain some additional knowledge and be able to, beef up my resume to try to kind of do a pivot into another world outside of healthcare. I don't have much experience with Tableau, but like Power BI, we used a lot, and I use it a lot at work just for data references and things like that, for some of the stuff that we do. And if I could be on any game show, I probably would say probably Wheel of Fortune. That's one of the easiest game shows. I think everyone can do it. So
I like it. So we got a couple Power BI people in the class, which I love. So if any time throughout the course you notice any discrepancies or differences with how we do things in Tableau, I'd actually love to know more about those. I've used Looker before, which is like Google's product. I've used Domo. We actually use that at Buildertrend on top of Tableau as well too, in Tableau, but I've never used Power BI before. So I'd love to hear some differences, either pros or cons throughout as we're going. Nice to meet you, Bianca.
you too.
And then Carmen, I sent you a Slack. I'm not sure, it won't let me add you to the stream unless you have a mic connected. But as long as you can hear me, that's all that really matters. So I'm gonna hope the fact that you have been here for an hour and haven't left yet means you can hear me and you're not just waiting around, which is totally fine. But if you want to just Slack me on the side, we can work through those issues and move forward. Other than that, welcome everybody. Very excited for this group. We have education, we have marketing, we have psychology, we have construction, we have nurses. This is great. I think that was the coolest thing I learned as building out a data science team is just the backgrounds that different people have. Since it's such a new emerging thing, and like I mentioned, no one's really been classically trained in it, it means that people are coming from a really diverse background, which is awesome. And the one thing, whenever I asked someone like any concerns that they had, they'd always say, well, Buildertrend is a construction company. I've never worked in construction before. I'm like, yeah, but you've worked with data before. And it's all the same. The coolest person I ever interviewed, not the coolest person, but the coolest job I ever interviewed, he actually worked at the Omaha Henry Dorley Zoo. Apparently we have like a world-renowned lemur expert here in Omaha at the zoo. And he was working with him on doing data and publishing articles on lemurs and like their sleep pattern and stuff. I'm like, so you've only worked with lemur data. I've only worked with construction data. Let's figure out a way to like marry them up. And we ended up hiring him and he's been great. So if you have any concerns about like your background, I promise you it's just gonna make you a stronger data scientist because you're gonna have a different use case that no one else has had. So you'll notice that I'm gonna use a ton of like Buildertrend examples, but when you guys are building your things out, I would love for you to relate them to your experiences in your career. Because maybe you don't even have to change companies if you're looking for something else. You're just building out data in those companies and things like that. So love the diverse class that we have. I think it's gonna lead to some really interesting conversations throughout the course. Before we jump into the overview, I promised we'd take a break at 7 o'clock. So let's stop here for a bit. I'll keep the stream going. Let's come back in like 5 to 10 minutes. If anyone needs to use the restroom, the one Nate was describing is really creepy. You have to like go through all these different like storage facilities. The one upstairs is actually really easy to find. You just go right out into the lobby and straight up the stairs, and you'll see it. Or otherwise get snacks, get a drink, stretch your legs, do whatever, and we'll come back in like 5 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna eat this Jimmy John's sandwich. Oh, okay.
Outlook web things not functioning.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So far, there's been a lot of perks too. And there's a lot of benefits to it. been doing it for about a week here, so, yeah.
You know, one of the classes I took, I had to design a work space. But I didn't think there was this, you have to get your own office and stuff.
Yeah.
What you have to pay for.
Just this year, 31 years. And you move your girls' athletics is so.
I do.
Okay, I was like.
You do too?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're just, we're talking about signing back up for the spring league.
Yeah.
Soon. You guys join?
A lot of, our team members have had kids lately, so I'm not sure if we'll do another team,
Okay.
but yeah.
Yeah, Winchester isn't exactly the most, kid-friendly place in the world.
You know, there's worse though.
Yeah. There are worse.
But.
Are the free classes because of the grant, like for anybody coming in for the year, just like for us to start to be anybody?
That's a really good question, and one I don't know the answer to
Okay,
for sure.
I'm like, the classes are free this year, you should do it. And I don't want to tell them wrong.
Yeah. I'll follow up with Nate and get back to you.
It's not free, but okay. Parking is $24. This is $25. You actually make $1.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Melinda was wondering, was the classes free?
I was coming to visit you, is what I was doing.
Thank you. Just for this group or anybody that signs up this year?
Good question. I have a limited number of scholarships, but I do have more. If that makes sense. So, there'll be summer and fall classes. Those are all paid for. So the state paid for the school to run the class. We agreed upon a set number and they paid it. And so I can put as many as I want to. I mean, I could fill this class. The problem is that it's really hard when there's 20 people in here. Yeah, it's just
Command
20
center.
presentations, 20 questions, it just gets overwhelming. So we cap it at 15, and obviously there's not 15 here, even with digital. There's only 12, 13. 12. So we have room for 3 more in this class even. So there's room. You have friends that. The thing is, we got the grant 2 weeks ago. So we have this big marketing campaign coming up, but by the time we get the marketing campaign figured out and ready, it was like 3 days ago. Shit. So we basically decided we just pick up your tabs, no questions asked, everybody that is just getting everything for free now, and then we'll figure it out as we go. It won't be free next year.
Right.
It'll still be mostly free. But we're Oprah in this thing right now. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car, everybody gets a car.
And the
If
other
you,
classes, like semester, or they just kind of keep rolling over?
we have trimesters.
Trimester,
So we have a spring semester that is 3 months, and then we have a summer semester, which is abbreviated and fast. So, as Ronnie would tell you, you got to get in and get out. Like we don't have that much time. We have time to go around, so they're 3 times a week. So they're really intense, but they're designed for people who, I got 60 days. That's it. Like let's go. But it's all the same classes. It's all the same BI, Tableau, SQL, and machine learning. Tableau, SQL, and Python. Just taught quickly. Same number of hours. We don't shorten the class. It's just 3 times a week. So you do it in 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
And then in fall, it's a regular semester again. So in September, we start, and it's twice a week, regular night classes. We are probably going to have a forum to see if anybody wants to take it during the day. Some people, they'd rather take it during the day. Our custom classes are like when Physicians Mutual took 12 people through theirs, we did a custom class during the day for them. Right? They paid money to have it that way. But they had 2 spots that they were willing to put regular old people through. Now, the funny thing is they hired them both, so that was cool. Weird. So that occasionally does happen. It just doesn't happen a lot. We're working on that. That's part of what the grant is for, is to help build these pipelines into these companies. The free internships made them raise their hands. So when I called Mutual and I'm like, hey, would you like some interns? They're like, I said, no, sorry, I forgot to mention. Would you like free interns? And they're like, yeah, we'll take 2. So the goal is to get the Mutuals and the ConAgras and the TDs, or the Charles Schwabs or whatever, the Builder Trends, the retails, the DMSIs, to take interns. Emily, who teaches machine learning, she is the head of data science for Standard, which is an insurance company. Used to work at Mutual. So she knew people that had gone to Standard, so she went to Standard. She now runs her whole data science team. She's taken 2 machine learning interns. Jesse, who is sitting here, that is the regional vice president, 7 from the top at Booz Allen. You've never realized that he's a super genius. They're going to take at least 2. Now he's military, right? He's works on base all the time, so his interns get top secret clearance. So you're gonna have to be a little squeaky clean to go work for him. But top secret clearance is a whole nother ball of wax. If you walk out of this with machine learning and data science and business intelligence and a top secret clearance, you can get a job anywhere in the country. Easy. Literally just make a phone call and they'll be like, can you start tomorrow? It's that bonkers. The Raytheon will hire you, Northrop Grumman will hire you, Booz Allen will hire you. There's 7 or 8 smaller DoD contractors in town that would hire you. All you gotta do is tell them that you're ready. They're gonna take interns. So the money is designed to foster all of this, right? When I talked to Mutual a couple years ago, their comment was, well, can you give us an intern and we'll see if we like them. And if they do, then we'll maybe take some the next year. Dude, I'm gonna $8,000 to pay an intern. So not for somebody else. I have $8,000 to pay my intern, which by the way, we'll take one. So this dollars is designed for workforce devs. There are way more opportunities. We only have 2 in summer that are registered and 1 in the fall. So there's 12 and 14 more slots for BI. So, yeah.
I'm planning to do the ISR too.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Just keep going. You know I'll put you to work.
I know you will.
Melinda built the ODSA website. So
Well, I'm refining the website.
yeah, it was pretty sloppy the first time.
Hey,
So,
can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
So I heard you talking about having clearance and stuff like that. Well, I already work for the government, so does that help me?
Yeah. Who's this? Who we
This
talking
is
to?
Bianca.
Oh, hi, Bianca. I figured it was, but I didn't want to assume. Yes. Absolutely. I can get you on the base.
Yeah,
Soon as
technically
we're
I
done.
have.
A little
I have-
Tableau, even probably.
Yeah.
Did everybody get one? You get one. So yeah, you and I will talk, Bianca.
Okay.
But if anybody else is just wants to work for the Air Force, by the way, the Air Force has civilians that work for them, which I did not know this. You can work for the Air Force and not be in the Air Force. That is the coolest job ever, because you can tell the Air Force is like, oh, you need to go to Iraq, and you look at them and go, no, because they don't own you, but you get all the bennies of being in the Air Force. It's really cool. They have a giant, I mean, if you think about it, of course they do. They have plumbers and electricians and bulldozer operators. They have all that stuff on base. Those guys are not staff sergeants or something. They're civilians, but they do work for the United States Air Force. So there are a number of positions in HR at the base for data scientists currently they're looking for our graduates and men for upstairs, but the Air Force is likely going to take a couple. So that is all on the desk here. So I'm telling you, man, this is the place to be. Not just, me and Charlie, but we're cool. But data science is the place to be. Somebody asked me the other day, they've got like a 13, 14-year-old daughter. What should we steer towards? And the only 2 things I ever tell anybody is cyber or data science, or both. If you have a cyber certificate and a data science certificate, sky's the limit. Everybody wants cyber. Everybody wants data science. So there's some number like 1,000% growth is what they're expecting over the next 15 years. 1,000%. That's insane. There's just not that many people. So, welcome, because it's going to be a rocket ship. It's fun. Anybody else before I take off? Charlie, get started again. All right.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the parking.
Yeah.
And the Jimmy Johnson. Great.
Everybody paid for their parking, right? I asked this. I told you I'll pay for your parking, but not your ticket. All right. Watching you.
Also, I did already promise a pizza party for the last.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
So, okay. Just so you know.
Yeah, totally. Just let me know when we get close.
I'll be in Cancun.
You want to skip Cancun for dashboard night and then Tableau course?
That was already in the plan before the
Dang it.
grant was
We'll talk about it
accepted.
I'll be upstairs if you need anything.
Sounds good. Not quite Cancun, but I was teaching this course last time. It overlapped with the conference I got to go to in Vegas. So when everyone was having their happy hour, I went back to my hotel room and taught a class. So Cancun, I probably would have drawn the line and said, no, I'm not going to do it. But Vegas is good to get out of the smoky casino for a bit. All right. Well, now thanks to Nate, we're 20 minutes behind. So we're going to fly through. We already covered some of this organically. But like I said, the way this is structured, first little part will be storytelling or follow-up from the night before. We'll get into the kind of the overview here and then into the demo. So we've already kind of covered this, Tableau Fundamentals. We're just going to go through kind of the interface, how it works, And then really tonight, just aligning on making sure we're using the same terminology and vernacular. So when we talk about things, we're all talking about the same things because words do mean things. We will go through how to connect data to Tableau. That's the start of any great project is you need data. There's some great sample sets out there that I'll show you guys and let you kind of run wild. We'll figure out how to upload them and how to join them, and then actually start working with them. So quick overview, and again, like I said, we covered some of this, but why data viz? I think that this is really important because this class will be beneficial for everyone regardless if you want to become a data analyst or a founder or an educator or anything like that. Someone even mentioned, I think you said that you look at like a Tableau dashboard to view like how you're performing that month. That's actually a majority of probably the dashboards and reports that I've built, just to show just how the business is currently performing, how our reps are currently performing. So I kind of have an outline here. Like our CEO, he has a very specific dashboard that he looks at every day. It's his homepage. He opens it up and it just shows how many sales we have this month and what we're pacing towards at the end of the month. That's all that he wants to care about, right? And our VP of sales has a dashboard that he looks at every day, whereas all of our different regions, how are those different regions performing relative to each other? Who's up this month, who's down this month, where he may need to make changes. And then he can go and talk to his sales director and say, okay, well, in your teams in the Northeast, which one of them are performing the best? They can go down to their team leads and say, okay, all the individual reps, like which one of them have the highest close rate? And then the individual BDRs and reps, and they can pull up a dashboard. Every call they're about to make, they have an individual dashboard that shows who that customer is, where they're located, what platform we think that they're going to be a best fit for, how many calls they've had. So the data viz kind of spans the entire, this is just kind of a sales specific overview that spans the whole end-to-end spectrum of our Salesforce builder trend is kind of interconnected through Tableau. So why data viz? It can work no matter what role you're getting into, you're going to be using it in some form or the other. Then we get into why data. This is my favorite quote in the entire world. It's men lie, women lie, numbers don't. I quote that on any given week, probably 7 to 10 times. Except I just change it, men lie, women lie, data doesn't. Because you win every argument that you ever get into for the rest of eternity. It's like opinions are now out of the way and you just come and present data and you present a really clean chart and then your opinion wins. Like it's just a cheat code for business and for life. So this is why data viz is the, as Nate talked about, the pillar of the stack that you guys are building on. Is because it will teach you how to validate assumptions, measure success, answer questions, and more importantly, ask questions. So a lot of the time when you start working with projects, you don't even know what the problem is, and you use the data visualization to help build out and validate assumptions, and it's just kind of a circular thing. So that's why data, and then the very last why is why Tableau. It's going to teach you same thing. This is the reason why it's the foundation for the course. It's going to teach you a little bit about data engineering, a little bit about data scientists, and a little bit about data analysts. It's going to provide kind of an end-to-end data science solution, and you're going to learn it through the lens of data visualization. So just know that this isn't just a data viz course. You guys, I think you go to SQL next, and you'll be like, oh, I already know how joins work. Like you learned about those in Tableau. Or you'll go to an ML course or a Python course. You're like, oh, I already know how forecasting works. I did that in Tableau. You just drag and drop it. So Tableau is like the easy version of all of these very, very difficult careers. And I know Nate likes to make them sound like they're not difficult. They are difficult, but you can do a lot of them in Tableau. So that's why we went with Tableau. It's going to be great. We are going to be using what's called Tableau Public. So there is Tableau Server, which is like what Buildertrend uses, where it hosts it up in the cloud and everyone can view it, and you have to be in a VPN to log into it. Very, very locked down and secure. There's Tableau Desktop, which is free. This is like if you guys just wanted to do your own projects, you can download Tableau Desktop and just keep everything locally. Tableau Public is kind of an in-between both of those, where it gives you a free desktop license for you to do all the work you want, but you can actually upload it to what's called Tableau Public, which is just public.tableau.com, an online domain. So something cool about this course is every single night when we get to the homework or assignment section, we'll conclude with uploading it to our Tableau Public profile. So you'll finish the course with a portfolio of 8 different Tableau projects already out there. I'm gonna let you know another secret of when I was looking for data analysts, data scientists to hire. They would include if they included their Tableau Public link on their resume, instantly interviewed. Like I didn't look at anything else. I'm like, okay, they know Tableau and they know how to publish it. Tableau Public, they are already light years ahead of every other resume I've looked at. So you guys will now have, at the end of this course, a Tableau Public profile and a portfolio to showcase future employers or your work or your girlfriend or your dog or whatever. So one thing I do want to call out, this will be public. So when we go through examples, use sample data sets online. Do not be like, oh, I'm going to work ahead and show everyone's GPA in the entire high school, because then it will be published on Tableau Public. So do not use real data in this course. You can use it on your desktop, just don't publish it. A majority of the examples that I walk through is going to be called this. It's going to be using the Superstore data. So this is like the hello world. If any of you guys are like devs, the first thing you always do, you build something, you just print hello world, and then you build on top of that. Superstore data is the bread and butter of Tableau. It's a fake made up data set that has every example of like sales reps or dates or closure scores, or geospatial stuff. Like you can build anything using this data set, and it's free and it's public and it's made up. So we'll use that for a majority of our course. I'm gonna ask that you guys find your own data sets, because that's way more fun. But when I say Superstore data, just know that that's what it is. You can just search Tableau Public for Superstore. That's what that screenshot is. And there are literally thousands, if not millions, of example dashboards built off of that data set. So it's kind of the, you say Superstore at like the Tableau conference, so everyone knows what you're talking about. And then for finding our own data sets, we're going to use this place called Data World. Have you guys ever heard of Data World? Think Google or data. So you can go in and literally just type into the search engine. I've used one before. I love The Office. This is my favorite show ever. I just typed in The Office, and it popped up a list of like 1,000 different data sets that people have made. It's like, here's every line that Michael ever said. Here's the ratings for every single episode that's out there. So if you're interested, like, you know, Super Bowl coming up, I'm sure there's some great Super Bowl data sets coming out there, or lemurs, or anything like that that you're interested in, go to Data World, search it, and it will bring up all these free public data sets, because again, you can't build anything in Tableau without data, and I want you guys building stuff that you are passionate about. At the end of this PowerPoint, I list a few other sites. Tableau Public has free data sources. Kaggle's another great one. Reddit is actually really, really good for free public data sets. But again, I'll talk through those a lot, but Superstore data and Data World will be the two things that are kind of used to use or power our Tableau Public visualizations. So that's enough of an overview. Nate talked straight through our break, so we're going to keep powering through. We will get into the lesson. Again, I promise tonight is going to be the most boring lesson. It's just going to be a lot of like housekeeping stuff. But we're going to go through what is Tableau, how does it work, because if we can't use Tableau, we can't build data viz things. So I will go through real high level what it looks like, and then I'll actually walk around and make sure everyone's able to download it, open it up, and then we'll get some hands-on stuff really quickly, I promise. So if you've never seen Tableau before, or maybe you've only seen the front end, someone has built you something, this is what the designer view looks like. There's about 8 basic areas on it, and I'll walk through them each kind of one by one. It all starts with the very top left, the data section. This is what data is connected. It's the first thing you have to do. You have to open up Tableau. You can't get to this page without connecting something to data. So that is like its own separate section. It's really easy. Now again, we'll walk through this. You just drag whatever Excel you're working with, or if you want to connect to a database, you connect it. It shows you your data in the bottom right there, and then you can start building off of it. So any given time, if you want to go between these two views, that comes from the little bottom right, where you can choose data source or your sheets. Data source is exactly what it sounds like. It's where the data is coming from. The sheet is what you will use to actually create your visualizations. So if you ever want to get back to your data, add more data in, or connect to a different data source, go back to data. If you want to build fancy charts, you go to the sheets. Dimensions versus measures. This will be the next one. Once you bring in a data set, think of it as a table. Every single column on your table, so like if we were just looking at this one right here, your row ID, order date, ship mode. Every single one of those is going to be a dimension or a measure. The easy way to remember this, dimensions are how you split different things up. So if you wanted to go different categories or different cities, or you can see the examples there, customer names. Measures is very, very simple. It's what are you measuring? So if you want to understand your total profits or your total quantities or your total sales, you're measuring that. That will be your measure. So if you wanted to see sales by category, show your different categories, you pull in your dimension, which would be category, you can bring in your measure, which would be sales. Yeah, I'm just going to fly through kind of I think it's easier to see this stuff done, but you have to understand what the words mean in order to know what to do with them. So everything's going to be a dimension or a measure. From there, everything comes down to either a column or a row. So that's pretty self-explanatory. You can pull, so I was just using the example of category or sales, and I actually think I can do, so I have to keep jumping around, a little laser pointer here. Here you can see I pulled a dimension, category, and a measure, sales. If I want each category to be a row, obviously I draw it into the row little bubble there, and everything's going this way, just like rows in a chart. If I want the categories to be in different columns, so I want it to be up and down, I drag it over to the column little section, and the measure then goes into my rows. So this is just how you want those different oriented, depending on what you're trying to build. Next section, this is going to be the cheat code of Tableau. This is how I start probably 99% of my dashboards, is you don't have to build them from scratch. In the top right, there's a little show me section. So if you want to build a pie chart or a bar chart or an area chart or anything like that, you can just pull in. I know I want to show categories. I know I want to show sales. And it will nicely just highlight what your different options are over here. So you can click around, try a few different things. If it's grayed out, it'll tell you what else you need to bring in order to build that specific chart. So you'll hear me referencing the show me quite a bit. That's the feature I'm talking about. Sheets, dashboards, stories. So those are the three different things that you can build in Tableau. And I know I'm going quick, but this part's boring. It'll make more sense in a second. A sheet is just one single view. So if you wanted to build one chart, you would build a sheet. If you wanted to show multiple sheets all in one, that would be called a dashboard. You can have a line chart here. Actually, I have an example here, right? This is a drag and drop this at one point. Let's go back to this. This right here is two sheets, right? Sheet one, sheet two. This is inside of the dashboard. So you build out your different sheets, you toss them together in a dashboard, and then a story is a collection of multiple dashboards. So you can have these different tabs, and if you wanted to click through, you have a sheet on one tab, another sheet on another tab, a dashboard on another tab. You can have multiple stories with different combinations of sheets and dashboards and things like that. The marks section, this is going to be where you start to be able to customize your different Tableau visualizations. If you want to change the color, if you want to make it bigger or smaller, if you want to add labels on there, if you want to have a tooltip, so you like hover over it, says something. Marks will be kind of where we start getting fancy. And then the very last one will be filters. So any dimension or measure that can be used in your chart, you can also use as a filter. So here you can see I have category sales, just like we were talking about. Let's say I'm building it out for a different sales later. Some people only want to work at the central or east region. Some people want to look at south or west. You can drag that in and start filtering those down as well too. With that being said, let's go ahead and open up Tableau Public. and walk through that a little bit more in depth and show you how it works. So first of all, maybe just like quick show of hands, who has Tableau Public downloaded already? 2. Okay, so a couple, I'll circle up when we get to the hands-on section and show you guys how to install that. Totally fine. I don't think Nate ever said anything about having that done beforehand. So no worries. So when we go to download the Superstore data, let me actually go ahead and show you guys. So this is my Tableau Public profile. You can see some of my dashboards from previous classes. You can go ahead and like click into them and see what they look like. So if you wanted to work ahead, this is, oh, week 2, we already built something cool like this. So I promise you stick around, we can build a sweet dashboard. This will be what Tableau Public looks like. If you want to go out to like the home page here, they have different cool like business of the day, different trending dashboards. It's a really cool place to like get lost and spend a couple hours on these different things. So feel free to explore Tableau Public. But again, this will be kind of what your portfolio will look like at the end of this. Here's the office analysis that I talked about. If you go out here, you will have in the learn category here, there will be sample data. So like I talked about, this is public.tableau.com. The very first one on here is the Superstore sales data. We will go ahead, if you have it open, feel free to download that. Otherwise, in my last slide, I'll walk you through how to do that. But this will be what we'll be using for most of our examples. So to show you guys the full experience, let's just get rid of this. We'll start over from scratch. Okay, so we'll open up Tableau Public. I am going to connect to a file, Microsoft Excel, and then here's that download that I have from the Superstore, which is just straight from Tableau Public. So you can see this is this is highlighted down below here. I'm in the data source UI right here. I can see in my data set that I just opened, I have 3 different sheets: order, people, and returns. So let's go ahead and open that up so you guys can see what it looks like in Tab or in Excel.
What was that data set in Tableau Public?
Superstore.
Yeah. Where?
Click on the learn right here.
No, wrong website. Yeah, public.tableau.com.
And again, feel free to work beside me, or we'll stop and talk.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know why. This is not opening. Well, the computer's not opening itself, but what it looks like has 3 tabs in there: orders, people, and returns. We are just going to go ahead and just literally drag and drop orders over there. And then this is what it would look like in Excel in this bottom right here. Here are your different columns. Here's what the data looks like. You see there's lots of good, juicy data stuff for us to work with. This is all we're going to do for right now. And now that we have data in here, you can see that this pops up, go to worksheet, and we can pop right on over to sheet 1. And now we're in the kind of second UI that I talked about of actually building your different reports. So you can see all our different little blue things right here are dimensions. So these are all the different ways that we can split it up. Down here we have sales, quantity, profit, discounts. Here's all the different measures that we can do to analyze different things that way. So literally as easy as it is taking category, dragging it to columns, taking sales, dragging it to rows, And then ta-da! We have our first chart in Tableau. That is, it may seem anticlimactic, but as easy as it is in Tableau. So you can see what I've already popped up is the different show me thing. So it says, look, you can also make a pie chart here. And now we have office supplies, furniture, technology, the same way that we had it before, just in a different chart. Maybe you just want to see a real simple table, you can click at that. So the show me feature is going to really expedite, especially early on. Once you kind of get the hang of it, you'll know what you want to build. But early on, you can just literally click into show me and see what's possible. Then if you ever need to go back, Tableau is a really nice back button here, and you can just reverse out of there. So you can see, like I talked about right now, categories in my columns, sales is in my rows. If I wanted to switch that, you can drag this here, you can drag this there, and now we have it as rows instead of columns. So that's how you build a sheet. Like I said, let's say we want to have 2 sheets, so you just go ahead and click new sheet. Let's go by product name. It's not at all. Let's go by region and discounts. So here's our discounts by region. If I wanted to make a dashboard, you have sheets, dashboard stories. Click into dashboard, and we can drag 2 sheets on there. And now we've made a dashboard. If we want to have a story, we can click this, drag sheet 1 here. You can create a new one, add this here. And now we have 3 different, with 2 sheets in the dashboard inside of a story. So again, this is all just kind of trying to familiarize ourselves with the layout itself. I'm trying to think if there's anything I didn't cover. The Marks tab, say we want to change the color of these. We can drag category onto color as well. Now it has pretty colors. So if you want to add a label, we can drag sales onto labels. That's right there as well too. And again, you guys don't need to be following along. We're just trying to familiarize ourselves, get some reps in. And then the very last thing would be a filter. Same thing. We bring to a region into filters, select them all. Let's show this filter. And now we can easily click. Here's just our west region, here's our south, here's our east, so on and so forth. So that is literally 99% of Tableau. The rest of the course will just be focused on how to actually build something prettier than this bar chart that I just made here, and how to actually drive impact and analyze that data itself. So we are going to pause right now and get some hands-on and actually try to build something similar to this. In fact, let's just try to build this exactly. So let's start with who has Tableau Public open and who has the data set downloaded. Okay, so you guys can start trying to bring that in. And if you've already, okay, you're already going. You're already going. We'll come back. Okay, we'll come back. You're going. Yeah. Let's work on getting you Tableau Public. Oh, you already got it. Obviously, you didn't have it down. No, just a fast learner here. Okay. Oh, you're doing it inside of the Tableau. That's totally fine. We can do it that way. Orders. Yes, I'll go ahead and drag orders right over there. Sheet 1. Just a second. Then you're downloading it right now. So, cool. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and maybe give you 3 different things, and we'll try to build them. I'll put it in a dashboard. So in this one, let's go category, sales, colored by category. This one, let's go region, discount. And let's color this by, gotta get used to this again. Country, is that pretty? Yeah, for all United States. Ship mode. All right, so let's see, since we're all kind of up and running now, if we can put together these two sheets. The top one is just furniture and sales, or category and sales, colored by category. The bottom one is region and discount, colored by the shipping mode. Once you guys think you have it, let me know. Raise your hand and I'll come around and check it out. Or inversely, if you have questions, let me know. I'll come around too. Perfect. Got the filter in there too.
So why is this one?
So they do, yeah, so they have this default filter, this default thing in the labels. It says allow labels to overlap other marks. It's just saying like this is too close together. It was overlapping, so it didn't show it. But you could also just like drag these, make it a little bigger, and then it'll all populate in there as well too. It does indeed.
What was the filter on sheet 2?
I don't think I had a filter, but the color is by shipping mode.
Oh.
Anyone else ready for me to come look? Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't think.
Oh,
Oh.
that's perfect. Perfect. Yes, that's great. You look like you're already doing all sorts of things. I like it.
Quick question. How did you get the label, here on your dashboard, you have the numbers?
Yeah. So let's go ahead and go to that sheet. And then if you just want to drag sales again, see the label.
Wicked, okay. That easy.
It is that easy. We're doing the demo here.
Good, I just wanted to see.
Oh, gotcha,
System or exact.
Updated. I like the little setup you got here though.
Well, it was just for the.
Oh, right. Did you get that figured out? The slide?
Not totally, I mean, I think I made it.
Okay.
Here, can you just-
Don't worry about it right now. We'll figure that out at the end.
Yeah, that's-
Oh, yeah.
yeah. This is all my old changes.
Okay. So let me do that. Okay, let me do that. You should. Let me look. Yeah, I may. Let me look real quick. So your last name?
Huerta, Huberta. Yeah, you just did right.
Got it?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's go ahead and just drag shit mode. Perfect. Yeah, that looks fine. If you want to get them top and bottom like mine is, yeah, that looks great. Okay. This is fine. Let's go, this one has this. Great. Cool. So now we can go to our dashboard. Cool. Cool. Yeah, so go back to your data source. So it would have been easier to just kind of go and build myself, but it has 3 different sheets in here. So just go and drag the borders. So now you should be able to. Yeah. Yeah, all good. Sales. Perfect. And go put that on the solution. Let's go category. And then let's grab ship mode. Easy peasy. Now we'll go to the middle one. Go ahead and just drag sheet one there. Here we go. Sweet. Then you can swap some stuff around. Geesh, I mean, you're on like night 4 already, so maybe slow down a bit here. Cool. We back real quick. We will go ahead and I'll walk you through how to save and upload this in a second. And then we'll go ahead and move on to, we're actually pretty close to the end of the night. So we'll have plenty of time to work on the assignment. Yeah.
Can you show sheet 1 again?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and then if they don't need to be, exactly like this, this is just kind of trying to get used to the layout and stuff. When we go to save, I think some of you are working in the web portal, so we'll have like a little publish button instead. But if you click save to Tableau Public, it'll ask you to put a title in. So we'll just go ahead and call this, you guys can call it whatever you want, but for me, I'm gonna go 2024, data viz, night 1. And when I hit save, this is, again, the pros and cons of using Tableau Public. It's free, but it will publish everything. You can't save it without publishing to Tableau Public. So here you can see exactly what we just made. Here's sheet 1. We can, I remember running into this issue last year as well. How do I get all my sheets? And then if you go to settings, you have to click show sheets to show everything. But now you can see sheet 1, sheet 2, dashboard, story. If you go to my profile, you'll see 2024 data viz night 1. This should be your guys' first, unless you already have a Tableau Public account, you should see this pop up for the first time for you guys as well. So I'm gonna walk around and make sure we all get this, because this is where we'll publish all our stuff for the course. And when we have homework and stuff like that, we'll all follow each other and grow our followings as well too, so you can see what different people are working on. But this will be kind of the end state of everything that we do every night.
Charlie, need anything from Wiggins out?
No, I'll give Emily, we'll lock everything up.
Just want to throw those online. Yep.
I think we're good.
All right.
Sweet. Good.
Guys, thank you so much. Call me if you need anything. You're in the best hands I can find. See you guys.
You're good.
Yes. We're good here.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, so.
You got that? Boom. Good to go there. You got the publish. Boom, done. Yeah, profile picture already. I love it. You got it published. Perfect. All right. Does anyone need a quick break? Totally fine if you do. Otherwise, we got like 10 more minutes and we can wrap up early. Cool. So, night 1 assignment. Again, it's all about just getting familiar. We'll get into more exciting stuff next week. I'm going to keep saying that because I'm self-conscious that you guys are going to quit. Into the, so hands-on, that's what we just did. We downloaded it, we connected it, we built several sheets, we built a dashboard, we uploaded it. The assignments and questions. So this will be, again, we'll have a dedicated half hour at the end of every class. My goal is that every assignment / homework will get done in that half hour. Unless anyone has to leave early, feel free to go home and do it at home. But for night 1, all we're gonna do is try to replicate exactly what we just did with a different data set. So, like I said, it's impossible to do anything without data. So we're gonna get you used to finding, downloading, and starting a data viz based on exactly what we just did. And we want the goal of this and the goal of this class is for you guys to have wide and diverse portfolios. So I'm probably going to ask every night that we work with a little different data just to get our hands on as much as possible and get used to a well-versed and well-rounded understanding. So this will be what we're going to do. So we're going to find a data set, download it, connect it into Tableau, play around with the dimensions versus measures, build. This is literally as complicated as the instructions are going to be. Build a few charts, whatever you want. If you want to do exactly what we just did, if you want to try building a line chart, working ahead a little bit, or anything else like that. And then as soon as you get that wrapped up, let me know, I'll come look at it. We'll publish it to Tableau Public, and then to start off the next class. I'm not sure, last year when we did this, everyone walked through it every time, but we only had like 7 people. I think with this class size, we'll probably only do 2 or 3 every night. But we'll just have someone come up here, plug their laptop in and show what they built, or send the Tableau Public link or something like that. And just kind of walk through the data set that they found and they worked with and what they built. So I would recommend, again, if you go out to Tableau Public and go to Learn, whoops, I'm not showing this screen. Tableau Public, go to Learn. If you see anything on this homepage, this is gonna be kind of bread and butter. So find something that interests you. Or if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you can see here are some other publicly available data sources. So here's that data.world that I talked about. Here's Reddit, the World Health Organization, Kaggle, data.gov. Feel free to mess around with any of those. But if you want, I would recommend just doing one of these on the homepage for night 1 at least. So feel free to close out of the tab or the Tableau Public that we were just working with and kind of replicate what we just did with something different. And again, I'll kind of be walking around if you guys have questions. Once we all wrap up, we'll kind of end it for the night and get out of here a little early.
Is there a way to download the JSON files? Just kind of opened up in the browser.
That is a good question. Which one are you trying to do?
It's ours one.
So, love that. Is that under?
It's like under lifestyle.
Star Wars is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Here. Is that also down?
This is just any data set, or did you want us to pull from Tableau?
Any data set.
Okay.
I recommended Tableau, but I don't want to box you into Tableau.
I can't cage this for you.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay.
That is a really good question.
I think I can right click maybe and save it as a link. I wasn't sure if that could do it.
Let me check something.
I was able to right click and save the link as, and that seemed to work.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was just doing too, is just right click anywhere on here, save as, and then you should just be able to save it as a JSON file. But, let's try. Then when you go to connect here, it has an option for JSON file. Nice. You get it? Figure it out one?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Very excited about these data set.
I feel like I have my version.
Yeah. You find something good?
I think so, yeah, just effects of health problems from stress.
Oh, nice.
Okay. currently working on. So
Yeah,
this is exciting.
love Heck yeah. Love it. Gotcha. If you go to Tableau, like or did you already download the data? Oh.
This was from.
Oh,
It was from what I'd say.
Gotcha.
But obviously we went to the source as a
Yeah.
the source.
Go ahead and go out to Google. Save it. Yeah. Now you go back to Tableau. Yeah.
Just eventually,
Yeah. Perfect.
So here. We'll come action. Roll that. Okay. Are you able to download this? Yeah, I downloaded it.
Gotcha.
If you want. Can I use one of the Yeah, you should be able to go to, all right.
Right. See if I can find the URL that I used and I'll slide that to you. All right, I just slacked you up.
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, you got it?
I just, yeah, I hope it's the same. What I would use it and I use it.
Oh, yeah.
Browser.
That looks, yeah, perfect.
So I'm doing the track.
Okay. Yeah, whatever you want. Just play around with the stuff. That's all you need. I'm gonna try some different things out. And then just make sure that you hit save to get it up to Tableau Public. And then after that, it works just like saving any other file. As you can keep doing stuff on your local, and whenever you're ready to save it, just hit it again. It goes straight up again. Okay, I think mostly everyone got connected and are messing around with some different things right now. So once you hit save and it's uploaded onto your Tableau Public profile, that is it for assignment 1, night 1. So feel free to stick around and keep messing around as long as you want. But as other people are wrapping up, I figured we'd wrap up the class as well, and feel free to dip out as well too. So I will see you guys again, and again, I'll stick around for the next hour. I will see you guys again Wednesday, same time, same place. That side door will be propped open from 5:30 to 6. If you're gonna be late or anything, just let me know. I'll keep it open longer, otherwise we'll close it. And we'll start actually getting into what is good data viz, improving on some of the stuff that we built today. I think you were just showing me yours from the last time. The way this course is kind of structured is we'll keep building on the stuff that we built and the things that we learned to continue to get better and better, make cooler stuff and have more fun. But once you get that saved up to Tableau Public, feel free to dip out. I'll probably just randomly pick, we'll get like a wheel or something to make it super exciting, and we'll just randomly pick 2 or 3 people to start class next time. But just pulling up their Tableau Public and clicking through what they built. It does not need to be pretty. Again, the goal of tonight was just build something and publish it. So thank you all for a great night 1, and I will see you again Wednesday. Thanks. I'm going to stop the stream for Bianca or John. John, I got your Slack. It's totally fine. Feel free to publish it tomorrow. Just really anytime before Wednesday. Do either one of you guys have any questions or anything before I end the stream for tonight?
No, I'm good.
Sweet. Thank you guys very much.
We just need to publish what we did that you showed us originally, and then do our own and publish it, right?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Sweet. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night. I'll see you Wednesday.